What's up, guys? So, in today's video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin's price history on a technical analysis point of view. Okay, so while doing that, we'll be using the 1 week, that's the weekly chart. So, this is just the history of Bitcoin's price actions on a weekly chart. So, as you can see, this started from at around 2012 or even it's 2011 or thereabouts down to the present date we currently are right now. You understand? October 22. So, what we'll be looking at today is where we think Bitcoin is probably headed. Are we going down or we're going up? So, in today's video, we're going to be able to determine that by ourselves. If okay, should we start buying in on our cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and all other coins, or it is best to wait and see what happens next. So while doing that, we'll be using two indicators. These are just indicators that will tell us where Bitcoin's next possible movement is, headed towards. So as you can see, we have here we have the blue and the red indicator, and the blue indicator is known as the 50-week moving average here. 50-week moving average, which is the blue indicator here, while the red indicator is known as the 200 weekly moving average. And as you can see, according to price action or price is history, you can see the red indicator, which is the 200 weekly moving average. You could see that Bitcoin has hardly crossed below the red indicator. Whenever it crossed, which is just here, somewhere around March 2020, it did cross a little, having this little week somewhere around here. Then the price immediately recovered, and that was when we started a new bull run down to 65,000 at around April 2021. So as you can see here now, we are actually faced with the same situation here now. Bitcoin actually went below this same 200 weekly moving average, which is the red line here. So Bitcoin went below it, then came up a little and tested it again. As you can see, it actually tested it. Now it rejected it. After testing it, it rejected it. Now we're currently trading below the 200 weekly moving average. This price analysis is mostly for the long-term traders or long-term investors rather, so that you'll be able to factor in different scenarios and be able to decide on your own what you want to do. Okay, you should be able to decide, should I wait for and see what the price is going to do next, or should I buy in now? So something about investment is that you should be able to think on your own. After going through the chart, you should be able to think on your own that yes, I think this is the best time for me to buy, or I think I should probably just wait a little more. You understand? So, according to the price history now, we can see the 200 weekly moving average has hardly, the price has hardly gone below the 200 weekly moving average. And the other weekly moving average is the 50-week moving average. We can see that whenever we come below it, there's a more likelihood that we'll come down to the 200 weekly moving average. As you can see with from price history as well, whenever we break below this 200 and this 50-week moving average here, as you can see in May 2018, we broke below it. We came up, we tested it, but we didn't go above it. We had to come down here and test the 200 weekly moving average. Then before price reversed up again. Same thing here. When we went below it, we had to come down here and test the 200 weekly moving average again. So we are faced with the same scenario here. Look at here, at about December 2021, price broke below the 50-week moving average, came down up here and tested it. It went up a little, but this is more like, this is what we call a fake out. A fake out. So price actually tested it, as you can see, tested it here, but went a little above it, which is just more like a fake out, and then broke below it again. We already know where we're headed 2, right? Which is the 200 weekly moving average. And according to history, we haven't really gone below the 200 weekly moving average. Now, we are currently sitting below the 200 weekly moving average. What is the next likely scenario here? Okay, in order for you to predict what the next likely scenario is, we're faced with different probabilities. So you have to factor in these different probabilities in order to, decide for yourself that, okay, this is my best play here. So the first probability I'm going to give to you is, let's look at the bias to the upside. Let's say we're looking at an upside probability. What will that be? Okay, in my analysis, I love to keep things simple. In other analysis, you will see some other technical analysts. They will put out different indicators. You see the chart will just be in a very complicated manner. But as you can see in this chart, we just have two indicators and we have the chart itself to lead us. So first of all, we'll start with the bullish bias, which is if price is going to the upside, what would we be looking at? Okay. So first of all, we'll be looking to come back above this 200 weekly moving average. You understand? So once price gets back above this 200 weekly moving average, test it. Okay, once it tests it or just comes back above it, which is around 24,000. So what I'm waiting for now is to see that price gets back above this 200 weekly moving average. Once it gets back above this 200 weekly moving average, then I'll now start having this bullish bias that, oh, okay, maybe we might now start being on the upside again. As you can see from price history, whenever we test it and then we come back above it, we always head straight to the 50-week moving average. And once we go, price breaks above the 50-week moving average, we're headed towards another next bull run. So that is more like a bullish scenario I'm looking to have. Let's see price first of all break above this 200 weekly moving average here, which is at around BTC price 24,000, somewhere around here. So once price can break above it, then we can now start looking towards the upside trend. But what is our bearish scenario here now? Let's say price still has to break below. What is our bearish trend now? As you can see, this is the 2017 highs at about 19,000. So Bitcoin is currently sitting at that 2017 highs. So we need Bitcoin somewhere around here. Let me point it out here. Somewhere around here, as you can see, Bitcoin's price is currently sitting. Bitcoin is currently sitting at around 19,000 or thereabouts. As you can see, we came to that high, we tested it, but we didn't go below. We broke it a little. We came back to the high to that same 2017 highs, which is around 18 to 20,000. We still didn't break below it. So, and something about technical analysis is that the more price continues to test a support area, the more likely it is to break down. The more price, see, we tested it here, we tested it. Now we are currently having a short-term rally. That is just a short-term bullish rally. Then there's a likelihood that we will still come back and still test this support again here. Once we come back and test it here, there's a more probability that we may break down. Let's say we break down below here. From here, we break down below. There's a probability of us breaking to the downside. Once we break down below, what is our next support? What is our next support area? Our next support area will be around this zone here. As you can see, this is a support area here. One, and this is another support area. This is another support area. Okay, so this is our next support area. We'll just mark it out here. So this is our next support area at around 14 to 12,000 zone. So this is our next support area zone. Okay, if BTC price breaks below 19,000 here, we'll be looking to come down to somewhere around 14,000 to 12,000. So it is very, very, very likely, especially with the current macro economy. We know that the world currently, we're currently close to a recession. We know that it tends to affect the prices of stock markets, crypto markets, and most of the financial assets. Most people will be looking to sell in order to, have cash with them. That is one of the reasons why the DXY, that is the US dollar index, is currently skyrocketing. The US current dollar index is just the chart of US dollar strength. The US dollar strength has been increasing for the past few months. So the reason is because a lot of people want to hedge their money in US dollar, because US dollar is the currency of the world. So when there's a how do I put it, there's a crisis, a lot of people want to hedge with the currency of the world. So that in that case, it tends to strengthen the US dollar index, the US dollar DXY index. Okay, so let's get back to the chart here. As you can see, the next possible scenario is for us to break down to 12,000, 12,000 to 14,000 each. This zone here, this price zone here, that is our next possible bearish bias if we were to break down. So I know some of you will be asking yourself now, what should I do here in this area now? What should I do? What is the next thing to do? So what I'm actually doing at the moment is I'm actually stacking up my USDT. I have most of my assets in stable coins. Okay, we all know the stable coins. That is our coins that don't fluctuate, that are not volatile, like the USDT, USDC, the DAI stable coins and all. So what I'm looking forward to now is if price doesn't break below, I'll be looking for a reclaim of this 24,000, which also sits with this resistance here. There's a resistance here. So something about technical analysis is just a matter of support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance zones. So I'll be looking for a break above this support, this resistance zone, somewhere around 24,000 or thereabouts, which also is an area of confluence with the 200 weekly moving average. So if price can break above this 24,000, then I'll start having a more bullish bias. I can start, buying in on some of the coins that I've been researching. Since I'm now having a bullish bias, I can start buying in some of the coins I'm actually interested in. That is one. And the other bias, since if we break downward, I'll be waiting for the 12,000 to 14,000 zones where I can now buy most of my coins with my stable coins. So the best thing to do now is to ask yourself, where do you think you stand? Do you think it's better to be patient? Because in the crypto market, it's always best to be patient. It's always very patient pace, especially in trading stocks and crypto market. Patient pace. So that is why it's always good to analyze the market, to know where you stand, and to know what you feel like is going to be the next possible outcome for you. Okay. So the next thing I'll be looking for is if we break below and close to 12 to 13,000, I'll be looking forward to buying more of my coins. And if we go up from 20,000 to 24,000, then I'll be looking at buying into. At most, I've just missed a little run from 20,000 to 24,000, which is better than me buying now. Once I buy now and then price breaks below to 12 to 13,000, and if price breaks to 12 to 13,000, that is at about that should be around as you can see, a 40% decrease. So let's say you're buying in on a coin now at this moment. Let's say you bought Bitcoin of $1,000 and then the price breaks down 40%. That means you'll be left with $600. And then you have to wait for the price to recover back to this area before your money will get back to its initial investment. Okay, so I'm not actually a financial advisor. As you can see, my job is just to give you a scenario, different scenarios of how the market is likely to play rather. So wouldn't it be best to wait for that 40% decline and then buying on your coins at this zone, then get that 40% run back to this zone and maybe more. Or if you want to buy here now and then price breaks down, that means you'll be 40% down. And another scenario would be probably to wait for us to reclaim if price decides not to break down to the downside. Another scenario would be for us to wait for price to reclaim the 24,000 zone. Once price reclaims the 24,000 zone, then it will also be a best buying opportunity since we'll start looking at more bullish scenarios from there. So those are the two scenarios that I'll be looking forward to play in my long-term investment plan. Okay. So there are also, day traders and swing traders, those that trade lower time frame. As you can see, recently I've been trading this zone in the lower time frame. I've been trading this zone. The price has been ranging around this zone for over how many weeks? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 6 weeks. Price has been ranging around this zone here, as you can see. So the best way to do it is to zoom into the lower time frame somewhere around here. Let's say we're trading daily. This is the daily chart here. As you can see, this is the daily chart, and price has been ranging somewhere around here. Price has been ranging somewhere around here. This is more for the day traders who know how to take advantage of the price range, which are actually done until it actually broke above this 20,500 area. So my next possible scenario is I'll be looking forward to this resistance somewhere around here, somewhere around 22k here. This is a resistance here. So I'll be looking for a resistance here. If price breaks above this resistance here, I'll be looking for my next possible resistance will be around 24,000, which also is a confluence to the 200 weekly moving average. Something about technical analysis is that they are very, very unique. They're very, very unique. So it needs a lot of patience and time to study it in order to understand it. We also have other, short-term trades like the 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 1 hour and all. People are trading at this price zone. As you can see, the 1 hour price zone. If you still zoom into it, we're going to get a different chart entirely. As you can see, this is the 1 hour price. A lot of people are still trading in this 1 hour chart. Okay, those are the day traders. So the instance I gave from the beginning is just a long-term investment instances. Okay, if you're actually trading, it's always good to zoom out sometimes to get a clear picture of how price is actually moving. That was why I actually started the explanation with the weekly chart. We also have the monthly chart, and we also have the monthly chart. As you can see, this is the monthly chart. This is what the monthly chart looks like. This is what Bitcoin's monthly chart looks like. This is what Bitcoin's monthly chart actually looks like. So we'll be looking to reclaim this area here at around 22,000. Once we can reclaim 22,000, the next possible place to reclaim is this same support here at 24,000 on the monthly chart. Sometimes price doesn't always work the same way. The fact that history actually happened this way doesn't mean it's going to repeat itself. But most times, history always has a way of repeating itself. That is why most of the times we go back to price history and charts like this. As you can see here, Bitcoin tested here, but it didn't go below it. Came back up, tested it again, it didn't go below it. Okay, so this is the first time it's actually going below it. So you have to wait, first of all, wait and see a reclaim above this 22,000 zone, and then after that, the next possible zone we'll be looking forward for a reclaim is around the 24,000 area, which also sits on this support. So once we can break that 24,000 area, then we'll be looking at a possible new bull run. So apart from the chart, we also need to factor in the current macroeconomy. Okay, the fact that if we break above this area here, 24,000, and then the current macroeconomy is still bad, like the world economy is still bad, then there's still a possibility of us still breaking to the downside, because everything still has to do with what is currently going on in the world. If a very major bad news happens in the world now, it is sure that it's definitely going to affect the stocks prices, and then it's in turn going to affect Bitcoin's price. So I just thought I'd bring this to your notice so that you'll be able to have an idea of how Bitcoin's price actions and all other crypto assets, their price action actually works. So the way Bitcoin price action actually works, that is the way most other crypto price action will definitely work too. Not just even Bitcoin price action and crypto price action, even stock markets, most of stock markets too. That is how the price actions also work on the technical analysis standpoint. So let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos as time goes on. Let me know if you want me to, keep on making videos like this to update you on where the price currently is and what are the next likely scenarios to play, so that you'll be able to use that and factor in your next investment plan, where you stand and what you think is best for you at the moment. Okay, don't forget, what I'm giving out here is not financial advice. It's just educational content, letting you know of what's actually going on, so that you'll be able to think for yourself and decide on what is next, what you feel is next is best for you. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Just make sure you subscribe to this channel, and then you turn on post notifications, and also like this video. Leave a comment below letting me know if you actually enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this in the future. So I'll see you in the next one, okay?